Malzberg Show. I am Mary Walter, and we're joining our panel again with Lisa Ruth and General Paul E. Vallely. General, want to go back to what we were saying about talking about Syria, and we're watching this convoy of American military equipment going to Syria. Are we looking at Syria maybe being dragged into this?
Well, they're already a part of it. When I was over there last year, they were just building up the ISIS forces and Al-Qaeda forces in eastern Syria. But Mary, let me give you some breaking news now, if I may. We just got a report within the last 24 hours. The precision and the timeliness of the convoys you're talking about and the attacks coming out of eastern Syria and down towards Baghdad have all been conducted by General Ibrahim El-Dori. Now, you may remember him. He was the right-hand man of Saddam Hussein. If you remember the conference tables in Saddam's offices, El-Dori was the guy with the beret and the mustache and the red hair. He moved out of Aleppo quite a while ago and moved his operations to a clandestine operating base in Jordan. So he's really running the whole maneuver campaign for ISIS. The ISIS field commander is Baghdadi. So now you can understand how the Sunnis have teamed up with ISIS and are conducting these operations with many Ba'athist and former Saddam officers and enlisted people who have joined the field forces. So that's breaking news that we have just received.
All right, thank you for that, General. And Lisa, by the way, for in-depth analysis and forecasting on Iraq, go to lignet.com. They are your personal CIA, as they like to say. And Lisa, the future of Iraq, based on what the President said today, assuming that the sectarian violence is not going away tomorrow or next week or next month or next year or anytime soon, what will we see? What will Iraq look like in your view?
I actually agree with General Hayden, what he said yesterday. I think you're looking at a much more federated system of the three ethnically or religiously based. The Kurds have pretty much secured their area. Now again, nothing's ever easy, of course, so you've got Iraqi Kurdistan, but what does that mean for Turkey's Kurds? And that will be a developing situation that we will certainly continue to watch. The Sunnis are carving out their position, and then you've got the Shiites backed by Iran, obviously. I don't see this coming together as a single country again, at least not for a very long time, certainly not on its own. There is no organic movement to join it together. It's just not there.
All right, well, we love your expertise, both of you, General Paul E. Vallely and Lisa Ruth. Thank you very much, and we'll speak to you both soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for having us on.
All right. Well, my pleasure. Well, it's going to be talked about for quite a while. This is not going away.
You know what? If they can't get along, maybe that is for the best. Instead of forcing them to be together, if they don't want to be, maybe it's for the best.
Hillary said we don't get along, not comparing it to sectarian violence, but Hillary, yes, in one of her answers of the CNN town hall, I believe, when asked about military service, mandatory service to your country for youngsters, right, she said it would bring people together because we're too, you know, in our own little world. Right. And I mean, I like people coming together, but not forcing them together, you know. Anyway, that's another debate for another time. All right, when we come back, I will bring you my conversation with Congressman Charles Bustani. It took place just before the election of Congressman McCarthy, so stay tuned for that.
It was erected in the dead of night, and for 28 years separated East Germany from West Germany. The Berlin Wall quickly came to symbolize the stark difference between the free West and the communist East. In June of 1987, President Reagan visited the wall at the famous Brandenburg Gate and used the occasion to issue two public challenges to then Soviet Premier Mikhail Gorbachev.
If you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate.
His second challenge was more blunt, and as it turned out, even more prophetic.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
On November 9th, 1989, 2 years, 5 months, and 1 day after President Reagan's famous challenge, that is exactly what happened. Only the Soviets didn't tear down the wall, the people of Berlin did. Once the East German government announced their borders to the West were open, the free people on both sides of the wall worked in unison to chip it away, piece by piece, until this monument to tyranny was completely destroyed. You're watching An American Moment on Newsmax TV.